really watch him.
Well, to come from the back on a field like that, that's good. That's a stout competition right there.
He was driving. I was really impressed with him.
No, yeah, I would be too.
I really was. Yeah, everybody was racing hard that night. And I was, like I say, it was a great race for us to go see and just, have a field trip for the day, and really had a good time.
So,
to answer Andrew's question, I haven't looked at all of the main off the rear of your car, but yeah, there was some good stuff in there that, from what I've seen, I just kind of skimmed through it.
I want to see more of what you didn't post, because I know when you edit stuff out,
he has.
Sam's
stuff.
been known to save stuff for his winter collection, and he does this.
Oh, remember that when that car did 15 cartwheels and this and that? Yeah, well, here's a video of it. Later.
Yeah, don't talk about it when it happens. Well, 4 months later we'll post it. But he's good at that.
Yeah. Well, we probably should thank a bunch of our sponsors here tonight. We got to get our commercials done, but we've got Stumbling J Livestock, Archer Floor Covering, Jetstream Aqua Massage, Amco Total Car Care, Corvallis in Lebanon, Swear Trucking, and Northwest Trucking Academy. Got to thank you all so much for everything.
James Gang Pizza.
Just James Gang's.
Yeah.
You can say that one.
What?
Oh, Bar S Motorsports.
Bar S Motorsports.
Yeah. Horns up.
I was waiting for him to say it. He's got the horns up.
Yeah,
logo.
he had the horns up. I'm like, well, say it.
No, because you were running. This was your part of the segment, so I was.
It
just
really wasn't. He just handed me a piece of paper.
I know. I'm not letting him hand me anything today.
That's funny.
He already made me do the bite on dirt.
I did not make you do that. I didn't even know you were going to do that, but.
You wanted him to have Sam Elliott do that, you said.
Yes, if anyone knows Sam Elliott, just get an audio clip of him doing the bite on
dirt. Like
the
Coors commercial.
And I will put it in the show intro. It just make me so happy.
I love it. That's awesome. Other things you guys want to discuss? I mean, we've got a whole bunch of stuff that's happened this week. This has been, and typically is, one of the more exciting weeks here in the Northwest when it comes to dirt track racing with everything that's going on.
We aren't going to be announcing at the track this weekend, correct?
We will not be at any track announcing.
Right. So I'm trying to borrow a car right now so I can go race.
And, with the guys we have around us, here in the game, we got a lot of guys that might step up and say, hey, I won't be there. Run my car.
Well, that's just it. It's just there's going to be in the IMCA stock cars anyway. So
Fast Friday.
So just have a little bit of fun. That's all.
Absolutely. We'll see what happens. Ender Langan says, should be some great shots of David Kronk. Oh, there were some good shots. There really was some good shots in that video. They're posted.
They had some great runs. Everybody, like I say, it was just such a neat race to watch. It's just great racing. Like I say, even the B main was just exciting.
Yeah. Well, and I'm looking forward to the Iron Giant at Willamette because
that's going to be big.
Yeah, I'm hoping we'll see the 74 car there with something. Yeah. If you got to borrow an old Volkswagen, do it.
Plus, I got to do a little research for Talon. Got to see the hot cars at Cottage Grove in the Hornets.
Mm-hmm.
I figured one of them out. He heard about it. But, yeah, it's kind of funny because the guys that sometimes run with us at Willamette, that's their home track. So I got to see them on their home track racing. It's kind of neat.
Well, I'll tell you right now, you better be worried about that KC Scott car. I'm telling you.
I just dropped a new motor in that car. He should be really good.
It's going to be the Hornet class is getting pretty tight. The guys are starting to figure those cars out now, especially on the big track at Willamette where it's all about momentum.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of those deals where the track is so big and guys are going so fast. If you scrub off a little speed, it penalizes you quite a bit.
People don't realize, that the Neon is bone stock. It literally is, but if it goes into the corner fast, nobody can go into a corner fast.
That you're talking about the 32 car. It definitely gets into the corners pretty good.
That's all the car is going for it, really. But anyway.
New car scheduled to be out in 30 days. Right there from Andrew Langan himself.
To raise money, he should auction off all the destroyed pieces of that car.
I'll put a bid in.
I figured that, that'd be a great idea for that car.
I will put a bid in right now, $50 for one of the door panels.
Just send a picture of it with it and auction it off. A picture of the situation and go from there.
Just give me a door panel, Langan. Just give me a door panel. Make sure it's got a Moxie sticker on it.
Now it's give me. First it was $50.
Make sure it's got a Moxie
down.
sticker on it. The hoarder of the Moxie stickers can put his own sticker on
what's
it.
right behind us right now?
That's a Tony Breakall door panel from the. That's actually I actually had to wheel and deal to get this panel behind us because that
I don't want to hear
is the
about your
very
secret
first
comment.
big Moxie sticker that was put on a car. Tony says, "Hey, put that big Moxie sticker on my door." I did. Sam, you were there. Immediately after we put that thing on there, Tony was like,
You can't see my car.
yeah, he was so mad. He goes, "Look at my car." He goes, "When you look at pictures of it on the track, all you see is that big Moxie sticker." I said, "That's great. You're the one that wanted it there. You told me to put it there." And it was there all year long. And he was so mad. It was great, though.
Great marketing there.
Absolutely.
Great marketing.
That's the very first one right there. And it's hanging out here in the...
I'm going to steal it.
Someone tried to take the one off my tailgate the other day.
Not going to happen.
No, they tried.
It's jerks.
Yeah.
Well, that was probably the same person that took Schneider's taillights.
Those got crushed.
I don't know. I'm starting to wonder if Roger backed into something.
He did. He did. He backed into a...
Maybe backed into a photographer on a quad.
Could have been.
I wouldn't.
Could have been, or a brisket.
Yep.
Could have been a brisket. Man, look at this. I don't know if I've seen the chat line this active in a long, long time. A lot of controversy this week.
Yeah.
A lot of great stuff, but a lot of controversy. That it always makes for a good conversation.
It was a great week of racing. I mean, like I say, I missed being at
So let me
Willamette,
ask.
but I mean,
Right. Well, and Cottage Grove is so different. Different.
It's a whole different game.
Two different worlds, and that's what
Yeah.
makes the racing in the Pacific Northwest. I mean, if you come down the I-5 corridor, if you start at Skagit, and then you go from Skagit to Elma, and Elma down to Sunset, and Sunset to Willamette. I mean, those tracks, there really are a lot different. I mean, there's not Willamette and Grace Harbor.
Yeah,
are,
Elma.
Yeah,
yeah,
Elma's
that's an awesome
big.
place. That is an awesome
Those are probably
place.
the two tracks that are similar in any way to each other.
Well, they are different though, because when we went down there for the modified,
Elma's big.
Well, my gosh, we went down there 2 years ago for the modified nationals. What an amazing facility! That was an impressive place. And from what I was told by the drivers, it's just different enough to make it different.
Right.
Right. But that was amazing. I wish I'd go back to that. That was a really neat event.
Well, I'm sure that the Iron Giant will be heading up that way here, the way it's growing.
Yeah.
I mean, they're getting tracks in Idaho contacting them. That
Nice.
says a lot about what people are talking about in the region, the region, not just here in the valley, but in the region. People are talking about that deal. And like I said, it's an unlimited potential. It's a great thing they've got going.
They did a professional everything on it. Everything is, I mean, I bought a program from them, from White House, because they come by the shop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Professional looking printing, professional looking
everything.
The logos, everything is.
They do a fantastic job, and that's two guys. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Two guys.
It's a lot of
after
work, and they are
this.
doing a spectacular job of it between James and Chris, and a lot of people jumping on and helping out where they can. But the majority of that work's coming from those two dudes, and man,
when we were at
great
the truck,
job.
You've got White House. I'm like, what? How'd you get so dirty? It's like teching. I mean, he's filthy from laying down under cars and doing what he has to do.
So, talking with James, there were 16 complaints that were given to those guys. And I don't want to say complaints. I'm talking about 16 issues. Right, concerns. We'll call them concerns. 3 of them were on the 99.
What were they?
Talking with James, someone protested, if you want to say that, the wheelbase, which I thought was kind of funny. Yeah, I thought it was kind of funny. Someone did protest some stuff in the front end. That is all legal.
Oh, I realize it's legal, but it was a question in my head when it first came out. I was like,
and I get why.
Yeah.
I get why, but according to the rules,
it's 100%.
Absolutely, and it was done right. I mean, that car is much like the '74 car. They did that car right.
Class act.
Yeah, that's going to become the standard in that division. You start watching how those cars change on that series.
So, what are you going to have to wait about 20 years before he retires that one?
They 27 years for the Cougar.
That's what I'm saying.
They ran that car as a race car. The Cougar,
that
Justin finished in last year, they ran that car as a race car for 27 years.
And that car was still competitive.
It was.
With 3 adjustments.
And that car had no business being competitive.
No.
I mean, it really wasn't what everybody thought it was.
No.
That thing was very, very limited what they could do with it.
But it worked.
Well, it did.
Kind of broke my heart when he took it off the track. I was like, I like that car.
Well, the way he finished in it was probably not how he wanted to end his career in that car, but, that's how it goes sometimes.
Probably one of my favorite ones when I first
I'm not even a Ford guy, but
Neither am
what
I.
they do is so different. As a race fan or a racer, you have to like it.
How could you not? It's the innovation.
Right, that's
it's different.
Yeah.
It's unique in its own way. It's it's not I love small block Chevys and Chevrolets, but come on.
I like seeing guys do different stuff.
I'd like to see a guy with a Mopar be out there with a 360 in it and maybe a Duster or something like that. That'd be awesome to see again.
I like
or Javelin.
And you guys remember as kids going to the track and you show up, and this is before we called them late models. They were super stocks, and one guy might be in a 62 Nova, and the other guy's got a 66 Chevelle, and there's a guy in a 55 Bel Air, and you had all those cool cars that were so different, and
diverse. There's just.
You had, at one point, Don Wilson was in a Dodge Charger, and the fastback Charger. It was like, man, those cars were so cool. I don't care if you weren't a fan of that brand, but you were a fan of the cars because they were.
Well, like I say,
cool, man.
A Javelin, those were popular.
Some of the ugliest cars God ever
that's
made.
Cool.
Oh, if you're a Javelin fan, AMC fan, but
it doesn't matter. Those cars are fast too.
They are.
I'm just saying, having a little diversity would really.
That's
bring a lot of value to
and
the
I think
class.
that's why I like the street stock so much, is because much like the stuff we watched growing up, you see stock cars.
Yeah, we used to see an Oldsmobile or in a Pontiac and a Chevrolet, and you could tell the difference between them all.
Right. Now you look at a late model, and it's just they all look the same. I love them.
Yeah.
For race cars, they're great race cars, but they all look the same.
I think we talked about that with the modifieds. Remember, they were Pintos and Gremlins and things like that. Now they are a modified.
Remember being a kid getting the Hot Wheels cars, and you always everybody had to have the Gremlin modified.
Yep.
The 61 Richie Evans Gremlin modified or the Pinto modified. Yep. Those were cool cars.
Right.
I hated Gremlins, but they were cool looking race cars.
Hell yeah, that was a cool deal.
Yeah. That was, I had to have those cars growing up, those little Hot Wheels.
But, the shape of a late model or a modified or anything for that matter, it's like a fabricated body. They're awesome.
Yeah.
But I think that's still why I like some of the bodies you see on some of the asphalt late models. You see the new Camaro bodies. So just something kind of neat.
And then nostalgia.
A little nostalgia, but yet it's a street-looking car.
Right.
It looks like a car.
Right, you can identify it.
Not like a line drawing of a car.
Right, you don't see the only thing different is stickers on the front end.
Yeah, I have to admire that.
Awesome. Man, we have talked about a lot tonight. We have talked about a lot. The Swears Trucking chat line blowing up.
From the floor.
Andrew Langan says, Justin Evans' car is very special. It has at least one Chevy part in it, though. That's where the speed comes from.
It's not the motor, though.
Oh, no. That's cool.
Yeah.
These guys, as much as they are competitors, the camaraderie in that division.
Again, when we were doing Dakota's car, the amount of people that were just saying, here, take this, here, take that, and throwing hands, and it was amazing.
That's
cool.
It
really was.
That's what it should be right there.
It wasn't people throwing wrenches at each other or screaming about it. It was just they really got together to make sure he raced, and Tom Yeack came over with that gear for him.
That's
and
awesome.
Another guy right next to him had one, too, but because we live closer to Yeack, obviously.
Sure, borrow that part, yeah.
Right, and those are actually out of the rat rod, so
wow.
It's got a little
that's what I love about the sport, too, is the camaraderie, how guys come together. We see a guy total a car, and there's 5 teams over there taking front end parts off and borrowing shocks. And
we both had to take our Moxie shirt off, and I kept my shoes clean. But, I did it.
He's got white shoes on at the racetrack. What are you thinking, Dom?
I barely put a scuff on him.
Well, it was fun watching Cole run around. We'd have to tell him to breathe. Breathe. Yeah. We're going to make it.
The first thing we do,
breathe.
Panic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Breathe.
He's young. We've got finishing up Speedweek over the next couple of nights. The big party out at Willamette Speedway tonight. The Finish Line Graphics.
Thanks, Corey.
Party. What?
I said thanks, Corey. Since we didn't get to go to the party.
You guys weren't going to be allowed in anyway. Those guys, listen, we were warned.
They had red carpets out for us.
No, those were not red carpets. Those were black. Black carpets as in black flag.
I'm still walking on it because it's a movement.
Black flag movement.
Oh, my God.
Every time I'll zing it in there.
You guys are nuts, man.
I'm pretty excited to finish at Willamette. I'm going to go Friday night. I'm going to watch these boys. Probably going to do it from the stands.
Who do you think's going to win?
Oh, God.
Do you want to go? Do you want to do that real quick?
Are you talking? We already talked.
Okay,
series.
I said the series.
Series.
Now,
We made series predictions. I'm.
Willamette home track is going to be Colin Weinberger.
You made him go first, and every time I try to argue with him, I called Colin for the points.
He did call Colin for the points.
Right, but